What's good? My name is Trey Little, rapper, activist, TikToker, influencer with over 1.2 million followers on TikTok, vlogger, YouTuber, artist, and a lot of different things. So recently I've been really involved with the impact of the Detroit community locally and, building a bridge between the policing in Detroit and the community, helping the community understand the policing and helping the police connect better with the community to make sure that we can continue to thrive in Detroit and to continue to move forward. So on this video, I'm going to basically talk about where I feel like we're at and how I believe the Breonna Taylor case impacted just our country as a whole and our world and what it means. And I'm going to talk about the reason why there's so much chaos, because right now we are confused, the country is hurting, the tension is high, people are going back and forth. You got people even attacking officers, which I believe it should never get to that point where citizens feel like they have to attack the people that are supposed to be protecting and serving the citizens. What have we come to as a country where there's literally citizens, feeling like, the people that's supposed to protect us, like, it's a war. A lot of people feel like it's war between police. They feel like it's war between, the community or black and white. It's not. It's really not about that, and it shouldn't be about that. I mean, we've had this going on historically in these kind of dynamics and relationships, but it feel like it's got, at least since I've been alive, I'm 26, it feel like the tension has gotten a lot worse. And I feel like right now we need leadership. Right now we need intervention. I feel like we need a divine intervention. We need people praying. We need, I don't know if people believe in God that's watching this, but we need something, because it's almost like it's gotten to a point where people can't even sit down and have a conversation. It's like the line is drawn. There's no gray area. It's either like you either for cops or you're against cops. You're either for black people or you're against black people. You're either, about society or you're a terrorist. Like, it is bad, right? So it's been so many different events happening where you got Kyle Rittenhouse, you got the George Floyd situation, you got Breonna Taylor, you got Cannon Hidden, you got the two cops that were assaulted in Louisville recently, you got Breonna Taylor, you got, and every other name that's been highlighted in the media, that's been getting a lot of attention. So one of the things that I think the Breonna Taylor case specifically impacted us is, to people like me, it feels like there's a pattern. And this video isn't me trying to start an argument. I'm not here for that. Like, really, if you want to argue with somebody, like, I don't really argue. I usually just delete comments and stuff like that. If it's not really logical, if it's the wrong energy, if it's coming off hostile and stuff like that. But here's me trying to at least explain and help people understand what's going on. If you're someone who says, I can't handle that, I don't care, I don't want you to talk, I don't want to see any person talking to me about anything. If you're black, I just want you to shut up. If you're that kind of person, this video isn't for you. But if you're someone that just wants to say, man, I want solutions, I want unity, I want the communities that are poor to thrive, I want the policing and the community have better relationships. If you're someone like that, then this video is for you. So to some people, it feels like this is a system that is repeatedly happening. And then there's other people that see it as isolated. There's other people that see it as like, people are just complaining. People are just waiting for any reason to riot, to loot, to tear stuff up. People are just complaining and just whining and crying when they need to get over it. And there's other people that's just like, man, this stuff just keeps happening and it's not adding up. And I'm one of those people that can identify, because I've been a victim of, being watched, followed, assaulted, violated by police, right? And this doesn't mean I hate all cops. Like I said, I've been growing relationships with police in Detroit. And, I know the chief personally, the commander, I know the assistant chief, I know like a lot of the majority officers. And you know, they love me in the city, you know, they respect me, and I have authority here, you know, almost like I was a cop, but I'm not. You know, I protect my community, encourage the community. So this is no way to say I hate police, but I'm saying I have been a victim of, you know, police assuming that I was a criminal, or assuming that I had some drugs on me, like assuming that, you know, and they don't know I got 1.2 million followers. So I identify with seeing different things, and no, I don't know all the facts, I don't know all the details, but I can see, like, man, it shouldn't have got to this case. It shouldn't have got this bad. So when we look at Breonna Taylor, right? And by the way, I know a lot of people are going to start saying I'm a terrorist. They're going to start saying I'm this, I'm that, blah, 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 right? But I'm not. Find any video of me destroying anything, right? So with Breonna Taylor, it's almost like, okay, Breonna Taylor's ex was a drug dealer. And the police were looking for that guy. And that's how a lot of this started. Breonna Taylor was with a new man who, you know, they didn't find any drugs. They didn't find any records. Like I said, I don't know all the details. I don't know all the facts, but I've looked into this. This dude didn't have anything to do with drugs. When they searched the apartment, they didn't find any drugs. He came out and said he owned his gun legally, and he was just feeling like he was, you know, exercising the law to defend himself in his home because they live in a rough neighborhood, you know. So, I mean, if somebody came in my house, I'm going to start popping too, like, you know what I mean? Unless I know it's the police. The police is in plain clothes, right? Police was looking for the guy, right? I mean, if somebody is selling drugs, then of course the police gonna look for him. The issue is she was with a new guy, and the thing is, they had a no-knock warrant, but they still knocked. But then the Breonna Taylor's new boyfriend was saying that he didn't hear them knock and identify themselves. He said when they came in, you know, they pointed, or they came in or whatever, he shot, hit the officer in the leg, the officers returned fire, hitting Breonna Taylor, you know, and that's how she lost her life. And it's like, okay, he fired first, but how did they get into this situation? That's the thing. So Breonna Taylor ended up losing her life, but the thing is, the person that they were actually looking for was already in custody, okay? And then if you look at the search warrant, it said 12, right? And it looks like the search warrant was altered and added like a 40 on it. You know what I mean? Like, just look it up, Google it. You know, the Breonna Taylor search warrant. It looks like they altered it. And they already had the guy in custody. So the thing is, now looking at it as like, okay, they rewarded her $12 million. And, you know, one of the officers were charged for recklessly firing his firearm. Okay, so he was charged for all of the bullets that didn't hit Breonna Taylor or whatever, but he wasn't charged for a life taken. So the thing is, a lot of us feel like, and then let me throw this out there because I know people are getting mad already. Look, if y'all want to talk about violence in the black community, I'm not the person that's doing the violence. I'm not none of that. If y'all want to talk about that, ask me questions and I'll make another video about that. If y'all want to talk about, I shouldn't focus on this because there's issues going on in my own community, which I'm always doing, stop the violence, rallies, campaigns, and all that. We can talk about that later. But right now, this is how we feel. People are hurting. People are in pain. People feel tired. They feel unheard. And like I said, I'm not the person that'll go out, riot, loot, tear up. But people feel like Breonna Taylor seemed like it was like, oops, there was a mistake. And looking at the facts, it doesn't even just seem like, but looking at the facts, it's almost like, oh, that was a mistake. Let's just, you know, put a couple, you know, $12 million to kind of just cover up the mistake. And then let's just charge the officer for the recklessly firing or whatever. And just hope that we can move forward. The problem with that is, for hundreds of years, we've been seeing deprivation in inner city communities. We've been seeing hurting, pain, the war on drugs, redlining. We've seen all types of things. You know what I mean? We've seen all types of stuff. So the thing is, people are just getting tired and people don't know how to talk. So the thing we can do from here, that's if you care. If this is one of those things, I always say this, if this is one of those things for you, you just feel like, I don't care, just stop talking, then you can just close out the video, Like I said, we're partnering with many organizations, even partnering with the chief of police and other stuff, right? Figuring out how we can solve these issues. So if you're someone who isn't about solutions, then this video is not for you. But for the people who do care, it's time to start learning, start researching history, start talking to people who have opposing views, who have different experiences. I don't speak for the people there. Trust me. Some people out there doing some ignorant stuff in the name of black people. And I ain't one of them people. I'm not one of those people. But if you're about solutions, then ask questions in the comments. Let's talk about it and look up resources, and let's join together and figure out how to stop this stuff from happening and how to move forward as a community, because we have to learn how to live together and coexist while we're in this country and while we're on this earth.